Do you need to replace your thermostat on a 98 to 2006 Isuzu Trooper with a 3.5 liter? If you do, you got the right place. Let's get to it. All right, let's just get right to this. Here you have the just standard V6 3.5 liter 24 valve Isuzu engine. And first we just need to figure out where the thermostat is. If you haven't already looked it up, it's at the end of this top radiator hose underneath the intake manifold. It's right back in there. So what we'll do is we first got to remove the cover, disconnect the intake here, and then various hoses. So we'll do that. And so when you take the intake manifold off, you don't need to remove the top of the intake manifold. This is a two-piece. You can see the line right in here where it separates. You don't need to take this top one off. You just need to take it off from the bottom so the whole thing comes out as a unit. You got a few bolts. There's one right back down in there. And then if you look, you have like these bolts here. These ones are the longer ones. You know, every other bolt, that one. And then this guy here. And there's another one down here. Those need to come off. What I'm going to try to do, we'll see if this works out for me. I'm going to try to just pull the intake manifold off, just pick it up, move it to the side, and then see if I can get to it that way. If not, then we'll have to go and start unplugging things, unplug the fuel rail, all the fuel injectors, which the fuel injectors themselves are probably going to have to take off anyways. There's not much play in these lines. There's not much play in these wires. So I'll get started with that, and we'll check back with you in a minute. All right, so just a few minutes in, I've already discovered a couple little things. The first thing is the radiator does not have a petcock down at the bottom to drain the coolant. So what I did is I just removed the upper, well, technically it's the lower radiator hose, but it goes to the top of the engine, so I called it upper, but I removed that, and I use that to kind of meter how much coolant comes out, so it's not just dumping everywhere. And then the second one is the fuel injectors. Have these little blue clips on them, and the little clip, you need to pull them out, you know, however way you choose. I use a little screwdriver and kind of pry on one end and then the other until they come out, and then only then can you get in there and press the little snap in to actually unplug the fuel injector. I already did that on the other side. These are what the little clips look like. And you sit like that, and the fuel injector here is where my finger is. And you just got to pull them up, get them out of there, and then you can take the injector and unplug it. And so far, I've already realized that you do need to disconnect a bunch of stuff from the intake manifold. I was thinking for a second that you can just get to it from underneath the throttle body, but it's back too far. But yeah, go and start taking off hoses, all the plugs, and I'll check back in with you in a minute. Alright, so I got everything unhooked out here, all the wires, hoses, and you got a hose here, one up there, that's for the vacuum brake boost. That's this guy here. There's 4 bolts on each side, and this long one, there's a bolt that's hidden down there. Actually, it's a nut on a stud. Same thing with up here, right there, that was a nut on a stud. Fuel injector plugs. Got the plug for this module up here, which is this big guy. Alright. Around the front, we've got these two, which one of them is that guy there, and the other one Where did you go? Oh no, this one. That one is the bottom one. The top one is this guy here. And then on this side you have a hose going to the bottom of the throttle body. This is also for coolant. And I don't know about your vehicles, but this guy has these stupid spring clamps. There you go. Has these guys. Now I personally hate these because by the time I get to them, they're rusted. As you can see, this one's already broke. Kind of had to pry this one off. This is from this hose over here. But it'd be a good idea before you get started to get an assortment of clamps. They're always good to have on hand anyways. Still got this plug here. There we go. Got all the injector plugs there. This side, got the EGR valve unplugged. And what I'm currently waiting for go ahead and get you is that guy down there. Now that guy is the Egr pipe that comes up from the exhaust, and that's the only thing holding on right now. We'll see if we can get this thing loose, lift it up. It's got WD-40 on it. But after that, hopefully the fuel injector lines have enough play in it that I can at least get this up. Hold on. I can at least get this thing up and get it propped up so I can get down to these bolts in here and get the thermostat out. All right, so I got everything unbolted, including the EGR pipe down there. Now, this one here, I don't know the metric equivalent, but I found a 7/8 inch end wrench that fits on that. So if I figure it out before I post this video, I'll put up the metric equivalent. But got everything unbolted. I did end up having to unplug this coil pack and unbolt the wire loom here in order to get some throw on the wrench. And a couple more things I did. There's a vacuum hose that goes right here. I went ahead and unhooked that guy. It's right there. This guy here. Actually, those two go here. Feel free to take as many pictures as possible so you know where things go. But got that unhooked, and I think we're just about ready to get this thing out of here. See if we can move it. Looks like everything's gonna clear. Oh, yep, here we go. It's kind of awkward. Hung up somewhere still. Nope. Oh, yep, we are. Okay, we got two lines down at the bottom, but we're free enough. I should be able to prop this guy up somehow. Now, if you do this, make sure it's pretty stable. You don't want your hand in there to get crushed. Now, when I take them off, I'm going to set them in the direction that they were laying, just in case there's a difference between each side. You don't want to run the risk of mixing them up or something and having to redo this. That guy there, and that in there is what we're looking for right at the base. See if I can turn on the light. Okay, here we go. Yep, you can actually see one of the bolts right there. So, I have to disconnect this hose in order to get to it. And looks like everything else you can get to. It's going to be 4 bolts. We'll go ahead and get into it. Alright, so working on trying to get those 4 bolts out. We've got 3 of them loose, but there is a bolt right down in here that this pipe is blocking. And this pipe is, you know, a hard line going from here back to the heater hose. And I'm having to remove this to get this unhooked. And to do that, there's a bolt down here. There's a bolt right there. And then 2 bolts on either side of the idler pulley that's there. So I guess while you're here, if you need to replace your belt, go ahead and replace the belt. Idler pulley, you know, go ahead and replace it too. But I don't have either of those right now. I'm just worried about the thermostat. So go ahead and work on getting this guy loose from there. And now move that aside and get to that little bolt right down in there. Alright. So, continue. Alright, so we got it out. You see the opening there. This is the pipe. I just kind of had to snake it that way to get it out. And you got the old one, the new one, and make sure when you get the new one, it comes with a gasket. You don't have that gasket, there's going to be an issue. You're going to end up leaking, and you won't really know because it just puddles up underneath the intake manifold. So, out with the old and with the new. I'm trying to think if there's anything that caught me off guard in here other than what I've told you. I don't think so. Be sure when you put it back together, you wipe around all the intake ports, and it's actually a good idea to cover them once you actually take the intake off. It's actually a very bad idea leaving it open like this. Shame on me. But yeah, go ahead and just replace that. These, I'm going to say go ahead and get these gaskets here for the crossover pipe. I'll put a link down in the description, so just in case you haven't gotten parts for any of this, I'll put a link down in the description for that, for the thermostat, the gasket, if it doesn't come with one, and then the Felpro intake manifold set. That has both top and bottom. I'm going to see if I can find one that's just the bottom, but if not, that'll be the set down in the description. And I suppose that's it.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I've made mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be grinning. These ladies know that I'm sinning, and this is just the beginning. I'm closing in the ninth inning. There ain't no point in resisting. Living life like a dream, live it right, that's the thing. Every night, got a team, I've been tied to the scene. Out on stage, here I'm screaming. Okay, it's a dream, and I pray as a team. One day, it'll be me. If I want it, then I get it. Head down, don't regret it. Push myself to the limit. If I play it, then I win it. I'm just saying, I'm just living for today. For a minute, I don't stay, I just visit. Have no shame, I admit it. Looking at me to see if I succeed, to see if I believe. They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now. best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now. I swear to God, man, I'ma make it soon. Silence all the haters as they see us making moves. I do what I want, so I got nothing to prove. Staying motivated, teaching others what to do. I'm staying focused, my mind is open. They start to notice that I'm in motion. There is no potion, you're not just chosen. It takes devotion to stay composed, man. Never stop, there ain't no time to fall. Try to live, get it all, you got one life to ball. Thinking big, never small, cause you gotta want it all. When you finally get that call, you get ready, take it on. Need a handout, I already stand out. Starting to advance now, ready to expand now. You don't have a chance now, cause we're in demand now. Make it by the grand now, feeling in command now. They're looking right at me to see if I succeed, to see if I believe. They're looking up to me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now. Yeah, I take a cold hard look at the world now. Hold my hand out, got a plan now. I'ma help be the change cause I can now. Here I stand now, take my hand now. No pain, no gain, no shame. Work hard, play hard, okay. I think I get it now, don't wanna let them down. I'ma take the ground and speak my mind out loud. Here I go, proud of my notes. Teach them what I wrote, teach them all the hope. Keep them on the road to the dream. All I need is a team, build your own self-esteem. You can do anything, prove everything. Say what you mean and believe in your dream. Find that thing that you love, that you really wanna be. And don't give up till you've given absolutely everything. Yeah. Give me a chance now to prove that you're something. In your own head, all these thoughts you're confronting. We've all been there when you feel like you're nothing. Shut that shit down, crush those thoughts and just trust me. What's in your head now? Sometimes think you're better off dead now. Fuck that, yeah, you heard what I said now. Don't cop out, make a plan instead now. You got this one life here and now to feel the sun on your skin and to see the clouds. There's nothing out there quite like living. Just in the simple things, watch a kid and you'll get it. It's no heaven.
Alright. Got everything back together. It's running, warming it up, topping off the radiators to go. Once again, I'll have a link down in the description for all the gaskets that need to be replaced. The thermostat O-ring, and until next time, keep kicking up dust. Post shizzle.